The Gambrel Roof by Lucy Larcom, as published in the Atlantic Monthly, 1874. How pleasant. This old house looks down upon a shady little town, whose great good luck has been to stay just outside of the modern way of tiresome strut and show. The elm trees overhead have seen 200 newborn summers green, up to their tops for sunshine climb, and since the old colonial time, the road has wound just so. This way through Salem village, that, along the plains, the place is flat and names itself so, toward the side of sea-fed creeks, past Ryleside, and round by Folly Hill, whose sunken cellar now is all memorial of a stately hall, where Yule logs roared and red wine flowed. From its lost garden to the road, a gold bloom trickles still.
Woad waxen gold a foreign weed, spoiling the fields for useful seed. Yet something to recall the day when we were under royal sway and paid our taxes well. And from that memory as a thread, the shuttle of my rhyme is fed. Upon this ancient Gambrel roof, the worm was spun. Behold the wolf, and all there is to tell. About 100 years ago, when Danvers roadsides were aglow with cardinal flowers and goldenrod, months ere in Lexington the sod was dew with soldiers' blood. The warlike rumors filled the air, and redcoats loitered here and there, eyesores to every yeoman free, when from the White Hills to the sea swelled revolution's bud.
In this old house, even then not new, a continental colonel true dwelt with a blithe and willful wife, the sparkle on his cup of life. A man of sober mood, he felt the strife before it came within him like a welding flame. That nerve and sinew changed to steel, and at the opening cannon peal, ready for a fight he stood. Cheap was the drop, beyond a doubt, the mother country served us out, and many a housewife raised a wail of hearing a fragrant chest and bale to thirstless mermaids pour. And Mistress Audrey's case was hard, when her tall colonel down the yard called, "Wife, be sure you drink no tea." For best imperial, prime bohea, were in her cupboard stored. Young Hyson too, the finest brand, and here the good wife made a stand.
Now, Colonel, well enough you know, our tea was paid for long ago, before this cargo came. With 3 pence duty on the pound, it won't be wasted, I'll be bound. I've asked a friend or two to sup, and not to offer them a cup would be a stingy shame. Into his face the quick blood flew. "Wife, I have promised, so must you. None shall drink tea inside my house. Your gossips elsewhere must carouse." The lady curtsied low. "Husband, your word is law," she said, but archly turned her well-set head with roguish poise toward this old roof, soon as she heard his martial hoof along the highway go.
Late dusk will fall ere he comes home. Quick, Dill, whereat a figure shone. She a quick, swift shadow made between the silent elm tree's shade. Where all was grass and sun, the maid and mistress passed within the pantry, hung with glittering tin, tiptoeing every sanded floor, till at the china closet door they saw their work begun. The eggshells porcelain, crystal fine, was polished to its utmost shine. The silver teaspoons gleamed as bright upon the damask napkin white, and many a knowing smile flashed from their fair face to the black. Across the kitchen chimney back, with syllabubs and custards grew, to comely shame betwixt the two, and cakes a toothsome pile.
But lightly dined the dame that day, her guests in Sunday best array. came, and not one arrived too soon. In the first slant of afternoon, an hour or two they sat in the low-studded western room, where hollyhocks threw rosy bloom on sampler frame and quaint Dutch tile. They knit, they sewed long seams the while, chatting of this and that, of horror scarcely died away from memory of the heads grown gray on neighboring farms, how Wizard John and India Tituba went on. When sorcerers were believed, how Parson Paris tried to make poor Mary Sibley's conjuring cake, the leaven of that black witchcraft curse that grew and spread from bad to worse, and even the elect deceived.
Of apparitions at Cape Ann and spectral fights the story ran, of pirate gold in Saugus caves, sea serpents often a hunt, waves lashing with fearsome trail, of armies flashing in the air aurorial swords, prefiguring there some dreadful conflict, bloodshed, death, and needles stock and well-nigh breath as eerier grew the tale.
Dame Audrey said, "The sun sets low. Good neighbors mine, before you go, come to the housetop, pray with me. A goodly prospect you shall see, I promise, spread around. If we must part ere day decline, and if no hospitable sign appear of China's cheering drink, not miserly your hostess think, we all are patriots sound." They followed her with puzzled air, but saw upon the topmost stair out the railed roof, plain-faced still, guarding the supper board as still as solid mahogany. A goodly prospect, as I said, you here may see before you spread. Upon a house is not within it, but now we must not wait a minute. Neighbors, sit down to tea.
How Madam then her muse explained what mirth arose and sunset waned in the close covert of these trees. No leaf told the reporter breeze, but when twilight fell and hoofbeats down the Salem road and up the yard the colonel strode, no soul beside the Damon Dill stirred in the mansion dim and still. The game was played out well.
Let whoso chooses settle blame betwixt the colonel and his dame, or dame and country. That the view is from this housetop fine is true, and needs but visual proof. And if a woman's will found way years since up here its pranks to play, under mansards the sport goes on. Moral of all here, said or done, I